Hey guys, it's January 25th. That means we're reading Colossians chapter 1, verses 1 through 14. We started our fourth book of what we've been reading this month. That's just amazing. We've almost read four books together in just one short month. It's pretty amazing and exciting that we're doing this. The book of Colossians is simply a letter that Paul wrote to the church of Colossae. Colossae is a city. And so he's writing to this church, a bunch of Christians. And so we're going to see as we kind of read that this church is having some problems. They're adding in some paganistic rituals, some elemental worship. They're starting to worship rocks, trees, water, earth, spirits, and going back to some of their paganistic roots and adding those in. So it's not like Ephesus, where Ephesus was adding some of the Jewish things into this Christianity. They're taking something that is completely paganistic and against everything that if any part of the Bible is against, and adding that with Christianity and kind of creating this new worship. So Paul writes to them and says, whoa, doggy. This is not what you've heard. This is not what I've taught you. This is not the gospel in which you believe. And so he spends the first two chapters kind of reteaching the doctrine of who Jesus is and what truly the gospel is. And then the last half of the book is about, okay, what does this really mean for our everyday life? And that's what we're going to kind of look at. But what's interesting is in today's reading, just the first 14 verses, it's really kind of just an intro. But what really stuck out to me when I read this is verses 3 and 4. He says, as soon as I heard you became a faith, I started praying for you. Man, what an example for us. As we have new believers coming to our church, as we have new families joining our church, as we have all this kind of new excitement, all these new things happening to our church, we as Christians should be praying for them. We should be telling them that we're praying for them. We should be going to them and say, how can I pray for you? And even myself, I fall short of this. Something that will kind of, as the new year is kind of one of my resolutions. I'm going to pray more, devote more time to it. But Paul says, ever since I've heard you became a Christian, I've been praying for you. And then he goes on in verses 9 and the following, and he gives this huge kind of talk about what we should do. We should not cease praying. We should ask that we be filled of knowledge of what the Bible is. You should have spiritual wisdom. We should walk in the manner of the worthy of Lord. We should be pleasing. We should bear good fruit to show people that we are saved. We should be strengthened in power of God, not our own power. And he keeps going on, that we should have endurance and patience with joy, and we should give thanks. All these things that, as Christians, we know we should be doing this, but a lot of times we forget. A lot of times we don't think about this. Life is hard. Today, my dad passed away, and that's hard. And some of you have experienced that. But there's something more than this earth. There's something more than this planet. We as Christians have the hope, the joy, the peace. We have the gospel of Jesus Christ that can radiate throughout us, and that we shouldn't walk around the world moping and hanging our head. Yeah, we have bad days. Yeah, there's sad days. Yeah, we can cry. But we always have a greater hope, and that hope is Jesus Christ. And so as we read this, as we move on, maybe this book really doesn't apply to us as in our worship that we do at church, but I think it's going to be a big effect on truly who is Jesus and what does that mean for our worship. Guys, I'm so glad we're doing this. We got a couple more days, and we've read 4 books together in 30 days. It's amazing. It literally is a miracle. So many Christians don't even get this far in a year. So I'm so excited we're doing this, and we will see you tomorrow. God bless.